You just gotta force the game to go long, guys. We're back in. We're gonna introduce the players once again. In the top right, the blue Terran. He needs your support. He needs 2 games to advance to the semifinals. From SKT1, it's INnoVation.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, all year long, he has been piling up a stack of first-place trophies. It doesn't matter what he's up against. He seems utterly unflappable. His name is Liquid TaeJa.
This crowd will always have energy to cheer, it seems. These guys are a lively bunch, and TaeJa has earned the many cheers that he's gotten. When TaeJa is on point, he is, you know, and people, normally you wouldn't want to say this. You're like, well, he doesn't play in Kespa Pro League. He's not on a Kespa team. He plays in WCS America. He's not a GSL competitor for the last year or so. And he still shows up and beats absolutely anybody on a good day. I mean, he's taken tournament wins off Zest, Intel Extreme Masters Shenzhen. We just saw him defeat Su, and now potentially taking out another top-tier GSL winning Kespa player. INnoVation, TaeJa he's a monster, man.
And he seemed to be on a whole nother level, even during the times when all other Terran players were struggling. Easy. Didn't INnoVation go, or excuse me, TaeJa 3-0 INnoVation in a DreamHack Finals?
I specifically 100% put me on the spot there.
That's right. That's right. Can you back up this data?
To be fair, most of the series these guys play are really good, so that is a little bit surprising to be reminded of. Both players this game have opted for gas-first strategies. INnoVation checking a little bit around, I guess, and maybe slightly worried about TaeJa trying to pull a fast one on him with any type of hidden barracks play or the nefarious proxy Thor.
Now, ooh, this is already, I mean, this surprises me again and again. For as many people who open up gas first, we see deviations so early. TaeJa has no second gas. That cuts out a wide spectrum of
This is the exact same opening that TaeJa busted out on Merry-Go-Round, and we saw on Merry-Go-Round he didn't really accomplish much with the very beginning part of the opening, but that didn't really seem to phase him because he was able to use his units cost effectively in a mid-game stage where otherwise you would think Marines aren't good. But now, INnoVation needs to be very careful. He actually picks off a Hellion. That's not bad at all. That's actually a really nice grab for him because that Hellion was quite annoying poking at the front, and every unit will count if he wants to make another Hellion push later on. But still, one Widowmine shot on these Marines, if they're clumped up, that could spell doom and gloom right here for INnoVation.
This is looking great for INnoVation. He's killed the Hellion.
Real fast. Doesn't take too much damage from those Marines for that Widowmine to just instantly kill the medevac. But both players are expanding pretty quickly behind this. We're not seeing even the crazy fast transition into Hellions, although that's certainly a very realistic possibility as the reactors finish up. It's actually going to build another tech lab, so maybe TaeJa goes Marine tank. I think he's going to go perhaps what we were talking about earlier, using the bio on this map, just because you have so much access to covering things with those center towers. INnoVation, though, maybe well, actually, he's going for Stim as well. So we are going to see that bio play from both of them.
I like INnoVation's position a lot. He started to get the tank production very early. He has a nice anchor. He has started his Stim very early, which gives him more flexibility. He's not really going to be doing just a stim only? Timing is way too easy to just get killed. And TaeJa on the backside is macroing up. It looks like we're going to have our one of the first ever super stable openings.
So for me, when I look at this, there's a couple of big trade-offs being made by both players. INnoVation goes without saying, this poor Marine dies a horrible death. INnoVation has opted for an absurdly fast third command center. He is already thinking about this game at the 13, 14-minute mark when he's on either 3 bases or is taking his third and is really just pumping out Marines. But the advantage here for TaeJa, even though he won't have quite that fast of a base, his Marine production is exploding. I'm not really sure how much of an advantage this gives him, though, because as you said, INnoVation started building tanks very early on, and his stim will be done faster. So I don't think that this build for TaeJa gives him any type of edge unless he's able to somehow catch INnoVation out of position or get a drop in.
It's a weird way that you can get the edge with this build. You force INnoVation to spread his defenses in both his main and his natural. And because you have a superior Marine count, this gives you a clear window of time to head again to the vulnerable zone. The join between the second and third base over that cliff, the tanks can shoot right across, no problem. And look at INnoVation, his tanks on the inside edge, his Marines on the inside edge. INnoVation is just saying, I want the game to go on longer. I'm getting 2 engineering bays. I just need to stay alive and defend. And here comes TaeJa. He's getting ready to move out, even before combat shield.
This is a really important point because now INnoVation's stim is done, and even if he has less Marines, his Marines are going to be better in straight-up engagements because it's not like TaeJa has any other upgrades to offset that, such as combat shields. So both players at best have stim, and then you have the defender's advantage for INnoVation. I'm really interested to see how TaeJa tries to make this play work because, I mean, we see that the supply is up for TaeJa, but you still have to keep in mind that the income for INnoVation is going to look better as this game goes on with that third command center and, of course, with the access to those extra mules.
This is an impressive opening from TaeJa, how much more supply he has, and stim finishes for INnoVation first, so he will get the quick getaway easily up. Let's take a look at the unit tab and see how these players are faring in terms of the key units.
That's a lot of Marines for TaeJa.
Wow, oh my god, he's going to the wrong expansion. He's moving out. This is huge. TaeJa is getting pushed back, but INnoVation's taking like the very scary, hard to hold expansion.
Yeah, this is
like what TaeJa's doing.
This is a very rally-heavy push. Normally, when you take that third base horizontally adjacent to your natural, you also rule out the possibility of your aforementioned tank harass from across the gap. Now that's still a possible move for TaeJa to bring out as this game progresses on. But also, if INnoVation loses any big fight, he has no way to defend his third base, and TaeJa's already getting ready to move in.
Oh my god!
Auto turrets dropped for INnoVation, trying to defend desperately, and TaeJa's just mowing this all down.
TaeJa slams through it with ease, and that command center needs to get lifted and departed fast. Mine on the high ground doesn't do anything. SCVs annihilated.
TaeJa just gonna... No.
Oh, God.
This is a terrible position. Now, TaeJa, by the way, does not yet have his third command center done. He's working on it, so INnoVation is not behind economically yet, but can he kill this army?
Oh, my God. TaeJa sprints forward. He picks off 1 tank. Will he pick off more? He loads up. He retreats. The left vulnerable third spot is so clear for TaeJa to move into. He can waltz tanks over there right now. There's an endless rally of units swimming up to the expansion of INnoVation.
Yeah, the tanks are doing the best they can. INnoVation's going to pull his SCVs. He wants to defend. He doesn't want to give this matchup just yet. He's breaking through the tank line. Very important he didn't lose all his SCVs because now TaeJa has his third base. He does not want to fall too far behind on economy. He's a little bit...
Base is down for TaeJa. He too is taking his forward expansion because TaeJa is on the front foot. He's being aggressive, and if you're an aggressive player, that middle expansion.
Oh, you know, Day 9, he's gonna go for that left side position. This is so smart. He could also try to just siege up the high ground, but INnoVation, you're a little bit worried. You're like, okay, I want to take this tower. I want to know where he is. Like, where'd he go?
Oh no!
Where'd he go?
Oh no! There it is. This is the drop play. Oh, doing the deluxe special.
in the natural of INnoVation, forcing these workers away. The command center in danger. INnoVation is going to go across the map. I don't know about this. TaeJa's been rallying his units to his natural. He's ready to defend. Already sieged up. INnoVation's going for it.
INnoVation immediately eats some tank shells, doesn't siege up. TaeJa is maybe gonna hold on. SCV's getting pulled. It's not looking good for TaeJa at his front. These SCVs have to be heroes, and at the natural expansion, INnoVation no longer has a command center there at all.
Both players losing lots of workers with these trades, and somehow, Dana, at the end of it, the supply is, well, pretty much the same.
Well, yeah, that's right. These are the sort of players who are so good at making moves and counter moves and getting back to equilibrium that we see them with the exact same supply, and TaeJa amazingly ahead only 3 workers.
Yeah, this is just such a sign of understanding in this matchup, being able to simultaneously make big pushes while also defending. INnoVation could have lost a lot more, you know, I imagine at this point, with how even he got. I kind of like that he went for that counter push when it could go wrong. 2 medevacs getting caught, though. That's not quite so good.
INnoVation has more barracks, though, producing Marines 13 at a time. He'll begin to slowly step forward. INnoVation has 3 landed command centers and SCVs in all the right places. TaeJa making a relatively bold move forward, gets a single tank down, is still kind of pushing forward, but now does INnoVation make a move? This is such an awkward spot to be in. TaeJa never lets up off the gas.
Yeah, I really love this. Focusing down those tanks. He has the watchtower for vision. Marines are going to spread out for INnoVation and try to clean up this tank line. Stepping them forward individually really reduces the effectiveness of their splash damage. And INnoVation, the rallying reinforcements are not here yet for TaeJa, so he should be able to at least push the tanks back for now.
There's a supply lead for TaeJa, but is it an illusion? So much of it is medevacs. INnoVation manages to get the upper hand for one of the first times in this game. What a breather. He has the lead in tanks. He has the lead in Marines. The SCV count is roughly equal, but let's look at the structures. Who has the better production in the main base? Oh, TaeJa's starting to realize he is behind. There are many more barracks.
This is a sexy production setup for INnoVation. He is in full macro mode. There's very few things he needs to do aside from get his upgrades and just make Marines. TaeJa taking in this base on the left side presents the same vulnerability that INnoVation had earlier on. If he loses a big fight, his third is pretty much forfeit.
And now INnoVation, it's his turn to put on the gas. TaeJa, does he have any defenses? Does he have any chance to step in and make a counter swing? No, TaeJa is only on defense duty with his force. These tank counts are not high. A single bunker, a single siege tank for TaeJa seems to be all that stands between INnoVation and this third.
Yeah, I mean, this is just great use of the watchtower. If you look at INnoVation's vision, he doesn't need to have any units exposed to see the whole army position, and this allows him to make his moves, spreads his Marines out. He's going for this fight. The bunker is unloaded. His tank's already been in range, and he is taking some seriously sweet trades. Not having all of his Marines clumped up really allows him to maximize his effectiveness, but TaeJa, of course, has the defender's advantage. Basically, both players are just trading out left and right, but INnoVation has not been building tanks during all of this.
Oh, INnoVation needs to keep that tank production up. I mean, he doesn't have geysers at either of his expansions. He's only on 2 gas.
This is just full-on mass Marine, man.
Wow, this is a very, very just awful spot for INnoVation without gas. I mean, I'd assume that
he's actually still banking a lot of gas. He's actually just been building Marines. He's like, he hasn't taken the gas you normally would, but he's banking a ton just because he wanted to break him with pure bio, but it's not very strong in the late game. And now this drop with no tanks. Oh, this is gonna be a doozy, Day 9.
This is suddenly gonna turn into maybe a base trade.
I don't think he has any other option, but TaeJa already has all of his reinforcements rallied to his natural once. Again, INnoVation's knocking on the door of that third base. TaeJa's Marine tanks aren't sieged up. That heavy Marine count from INnoVation might allow him to break this, but keep in mind, he does not have any tanks to fall back on.
Oh my God, is it gonna be another base trade? INnoVation steps in, 2-2, nowhere near done. It looks like TaeJa's trying to make a final stand. The supply for TaeJa plummeting. INnoVation has the supply lead, but TaeJa is still parked inside the production.
These medevacs are so important for these forces to fight. As long as he can fight away from the tanks, INnoVation's Marines are gonna trade better, but both players trying to camp each other. At least TaeJa has his production. He's able to spend what few resources he has to make units that actually work for him.
Get back to your original base, says INnoVation.
This is my supply. It's all medevacs.